Okay, we are back with part 2. It's time to start getting the player in there, and then we can make the screen scroll. And of course, Erik is with me, guiding me on how to do everything. So let's see, Alright, so all we did so far since last time is I created a folder called Sprites in the project folder. And I'm going to copy across all of these basically animation frames into that sprites folder. Okay. So now, what do we do? I assume that's an actor, the player?
Well, we need to create the animations first. So if you go to the animations tab, and then you click the plus next to animations. So the plus next to images is for importing a sprite sheet where where it's split up into even-sized rows and columns.
Gotcha. Alright, so I go into the sprites folder.
Yep. And then I guess you might want to call it something like player idle R. If you want to start with the idle right animation.
Okay, like that. .anim strip.
Yep. Save that.
And
now if you want to select that animation.
Okay. Alright, so do I start dragging in frames here, or...?
You click to add them.
Alright, so this is idle, so just 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Yep. And so if you click the big play icon, you should see them playing, but you'll want to adjust the position of them.
Right, exactly. What I tend to do is put it something like this between the heels.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep, so people either put it on the line or they put it on the pixel above the line, but it doesn't matter too much so long as it's more or less consistent.
Right. And you said there was... you could see the numbers somewhere, right, for the position? Ah, there it is. Negative... okay. Let's test that. Alright. I'll worry about perfecting the timing of each frame later, but is there a way to set how many frames?
Yep, so just on the right there where it says delay,
yeah.
under a frame inspector, you can change the delay there.
Alright, I'll do that some other time. So that's the idle, and shall I just do the same thing for run, jump, and fall?
Yeah, I guess we may as well do that now, unless you wanted to do the left-hand side of player idle.
Okay, I assume I'm going to copy the animation and then rename it.
Well, if you go copy, that will allow you to put in, instead of copy of, change it to player idle L.
Okay, and is there an easy way to flip everything?
You need to go through one at a time, click X flipped.
Alright, should I move on to run, or should I...
I guess we could go through them in alphabetical order. So you've got attack there.
Alright.
So if you want to make a new animation for attack.
That'll work.
One thing we can do here is, you see where it says prevent move?
Yep.
You might want to tick that so that he can't walk while he's doing that animation.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I will do that. And then...
yeah, at the top right, copy.
Yep, we'll copy it. There we go.
Yep. So full animation will be the next one.
All right. Alrighty.
I'm just curious why you've got the feet above the line on that one.
Because you raise your feet when you're jumping in the air. Does that make sense? You pull them up towards your body, and then when you see when he transitions to fall, when you go to fall, he brings his feet back down. But the collision box, even though his legs are lifted, the collision box will still reach the ground, so that when... Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Okay.
Alright.
I never would have thought of doing it that way.
Yeah, it's just, it makes it more natural looking, especially if you have a couple of tweening frames going from standing to walking. Basically, the head ducks down a little bit into the torso leans down and forward a bit, but the legs are lifting upward. So that way, when you jump, your character doesn't actually teleport downward against the momentum of the jump. Because that's what'll happen otherwise. If I took this jump frame and brought his legs down here, then the head would actually start lower for like one frame, and which isn't necessarily bad, because you could say, oh, that's kind of a built-in, oh, he ducks for a split second before he jumps. But this just makes it more consistent with the physics of what's going on, so you don't get any weird jerky movement for one frame or more. But anyway, so that's, I certainly assume the next big thing will be to add the collision box to this guy so that he can run around correctly.
Oh, we'll need to add the run animation.
Okay, we'll do that. Alright, cool.
Well, so you've got your animation set up. So the next thing we want to do is create what we call the actor. So that's the controllable object.
Okay.
So if you add a new actor, just the plus button, and then probably make a new folder for actors. And then just player will be fine.
Okay.
So, to start with, see where it says CPU? Because this won't be a CPU, we'll want to change this to a...
Are we looking at the right? Oh, here it is, CPU.
Yep, so control platform. That list is sorted a bit weirdly, I might need to look into that. Right. But, yep, so control platform, so that gives you options for setting the speed for jumping and falling and gravity, right. Accelerate left and right.
Based on your experience, give me good numbers to start with.
I guess put one in each of those.
Literally
we will want to increase those, but that will be a starting point.
And gravity needs something, right?
Make it 0.1.
Okay.
Now, if you go, see where it says idle animations, move animations, attack animations?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that would be idle right.
Alright, and this is idle left?
Yep.
Alright, and then move animation, so this would be run. But these are diagonals, so this is right, player run right. And this
so the diagonals are for jumping and falling.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I thought maybe that was for 8 direction. Player run left. Oh, did I pick jump exit? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I just click out of the box.
Oh, okay. Player run. Yeah, I did. Player jump. Player run left. There we go. And then so
that will be jump right.
Would be jump right.
So those selections are also for 8-way movement, but it's context sensitive, so it knows that if you're doing a platformer, it means not literally moving down right. It means when you're falling to the right. So right. Yep. So let's jump left, and you just need the 2 full ones.
Fall right. And fall left. Okay, cool.
Alright, so you should just need to set the attack for right and left. It shouldn't matter if you haven't set it for the jump and the falls.
Oh, I see. Attack. Okay, so that makes sense. Although I do plan on reusing the same animation for jumping and attacking in the air, if we can do that. Let's see.
Yeah, we should be able to do that.
Okay. And attack left.
Well, I guess you may as well set it for all of them. There is some intelligence there to say, well, if you haven't selected one, then set it to a sensible default based on your other selections. So it should normally assume that if you've set one for right, but you haven't set the others for right, then it will just auto-populate when you.
Gotcha.
Well, but.
Favorite attack. Left. Okay.
All right, so that sorts out the animations.
Clearly, I need to fix this if the dither there is the collision box. I need to.
So the dither there is actually the tile where.
Gotcha.
So with how it's looking at the moment, when it spawns, it's going to be like 6 pixels in the air. So you might want to move that down so it's aligned with the tile.
Right, and I can just do that. Do I click on? Oh no.
No, I just drag it. Drag the guy.
Oh, and that moves every animation set the same way? Okay.
Yep. So the next thing is the collision box. So see where it says show coal box, which is on the left?
On the left, show coal box. There we go.
Yep.
Okay. And this will also edit it for everything?
Mm.
Good.
Now, so with how collision boxes currently work in Scorpion is that each actor has one collision box.
Right.
And that doesn't move, which I understand there may be some cases where you want to change the collision box runtime.
Yeah, if you want the guy to duck and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, ducking is an interesting case because it's not natively supported in Scorpion, but there's a lot of Scorpion games that have ducking. So, like, for example, Creeping Me Out Hex Knight, you can push down to duck, and then when you're ducking, you can then, shoot while ducked.
Right.
And how that works is Mixel created a different actor for standing in the ducking state.
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it. You're basically using other actors as different states for your player. Yeah, that's very smart.
That helped keep the engine fairly streamlined because, for example, I think Backbone does support duck animations as something native, but it gives a lot more flexibility for the logic for being able to switch actors at runtime that have different collision boxes and such.
Yeah, it seems the best of both worlds. It keeps things, like you said, very streamlined and easy to understand and less code. And but it gives you that flexibility to just switch actors in whatever situation you want to. Okay, what's next? Oh, interesting. I thought jump height was 0 before.
Yeah. So jump height, basically, it's tied to the other values. So it's looked at what you've set jump speed and gravity to, and it said, okay, well, your jump height will be 5 pixels. So obviously, we want to jump a bit more than it. So if you change that value to, say, if you want to jump 32 pixels, then I think that will adjust the gravity.
Okay.
And it's added as a strange floating point number, but you sort of get the idea.
Might I want to instead do increase the jump speed to get the jump height?
Absolutely. So jump speed might be a better one to change. And I usually have the jump speed matching the max full speed so that up and down the player is jumping and falling at the same speed.
There we go, that's pretty close. We'll do 2.6 and be happy with it for now until we test it in game.
Now, so you don't necessarily need to set the cell the cell left or the cell right. It's basically if you want to have
Inertia.
Sort of a character acceleration. So something a little bit like the Sonic games, for example, where it doesn't just go straight from nothing to full.
Right.
And the reason why there's a different one for air is so when they're in mid-air, you might decide, well, you don't have quite as much jump control as when you're on the ground. But if you leave them as nothing, it basically means it will go from 0 to 100% movement speed. So now that you've created your actor, you'll want to add them to the map.
Okay, so I go to maps, I assume?
Yep. And if you click on your map,
all right,
and then you want to edit map. So that should open it up in tiled.
Oh, that's a good one. Do I have tiled installed? I might not.
Oh, I guess we'll find out.
Alright, I installed tiled now, so let's try that again. So, where was that? Edit map here.
Edit map.
Alright. Nice.
Now, you see you've got, on you've got tile sets on the right.
Yes. I get. Oh yeah,
So
tile
it says
sets.
actors,
Yep.
blocks, and maps. So you want to.
Yeah, I see. There's
Now,
something in there.
yep, it's made a thumbnail, and I guess it's made it really small because of how much padding there is around the
Right.
original image. So I might need to look at making it so that thumbnails take out the padding.
Right.
In any case, you want to add that to the object layer.
Okay. Objects. Okay.
And then just, yep, that's a good place.
Yep.
So the next problem is if we run the game now, then the player is basically going to fall through it because all the tiles by default are set as
not solid.
Not having,
Right.
not solid. So, well, you've made all the changes to the map that we need. So if you want to save the map and close it, because we'll want to update the tile set. So
Right. I just closed
save,
tile.
close, yep. And then you want to click on your tile set on the bottom, sort of bottom left.
Oh, here it is.
Yep. And then if you click edit tile set.
Edit tile set. Now this is
Oh,
looking for map tile again? Or?
Yeah.
Tiled, open. There we go.
Okay, so if you click on one of those tiles, one of the ones you want to mark as solid.
Oh, good, I can zoom.
Yep.
Let's see.
So that looks like one.
Yep.
So you've got some custom properties there. Is solid should be fine.
Okay, can I multi-select? Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Awesome. Is solid. For some reason it takes 2 clicks to get it to take effect, but that's okay. Oh, this one too. Yep, okay.
I've done that one.
Conveniently, it's supposed to have them all in one place.
Yeah, I guess that's because it sort of goes top to bottom, left to right when it did the import. So it would have largely put them in the right place. I think those ones as well, the not just the top layers, but down on the platforms, you want to set those ones as solid.
Well, this is where the feet should rest on top. It should.
Yep. So I don't mean like I mean, for example, on the right hand side, third from the bottom, those ones I figure you probably want to set as solid.
Yeah, at the very least, the side ones, so that you can't go through.
Absolutely.
Is solid.
Yep.
That would be these. Can you shift and multi? Okay, shift works like that. Control. Very nice tile. It's been a long time since I've used tiled. But it's intuitive. With the control key, I can multi-select random ones.
Absolutely.
All right. This and this.
So yeah,
this
I
and this.
I chose tiled rather than attempting to make sort of an integrated tile editor because
Good idea.
yeah, there's just so much work gone into this that
Yeah, it would be
I
pointless.
couldn't possibly compete. So
Yeah, they would be a waste
Yeah.
of your time.
absolutely, I'd be reinventing the wheel, and it would be nowhere near as good as this. So
Right, and then not only would it be wasting your time, but it would be wasting everyone else's time who would have to learn a whole new tool instead of either already knowing tiled or at least learning a tool that's kind of universal instead of just for Scorpion Engine.
Yep.
So I should save, I assume?
Yep.
Right, and close or more? All right.
Okay, I think in theory we're ready to start.
All right.
So if you want to run that in WinUE. Oh, that looks like A500.
Oh, all right.
Which is all right. I guess it might be good to start getting an idea of
Performance.
I mean, it still is running at 50 frames a second mode, but it might be good to get an idea of just what things are like currently.
Need to increase his speed, walk speed a bit. Oh, and I've got the Parallax. I've got a problem. I think maybe it still has negative numbers, or it was supposed to. It's correct when I walk forward, but when I walk to the left, it's going
So
down.
left should be generally left you want as a negative number and right you want as a positive number.
Right. Okay. Definitely can't make it across that. Yeah, I want to increase the gravity too. He falls too slow, very floaty. But yeah, nice. Okay, so let's. Oh well, the floaty jump let me get it all the way across. That's. Let's see.
I've been playing Power Slave recently. It's a first-person shooter, and one of the upgrades gives you a very, very floaty jump, so
Right.
you can basically jump across the entire level.
Right. All right. I'm trying to remember where you edit the. Oh, that's under maps and.
Oh, you want to edit the parallax?
Parallax.
So you want to select your map because you're currently selected on your tile set.
There we go. Edit
And then I guess you want to
parallax.
edit the data.
Yeah, we'll just clean up my mess for now, and then I'll tweak the walking speed and jump and all that stuff.
So you would normally want your scroll left speed to be the negative of your scroll right speed.
Yep, gotcha.
So I assume the top one is the cloud.
Yep.
So you might want those scrolling at the same speed anyway for left and right, or you just have a very small difference between left and right. So, for example, you could have scroll left as being at something like 0.04 and then scroll right as 0.06.
You know, this is how I want it because the higher up clouds are closer to the player as well. So they should parallax more and scroll faster because they're moving horizontally. So this should work right now. That it...
Okay, so what will happen with those settings is if you're standing still and if you're moving right, there's no difference on the cloud speed. But if you're moving left, then the clouds will be going in the opposite direction.
Oh, interesting. So I need to do the math myself. I thought this added to this always.
No,
Do the math
that
yourself.
is
Okay.
That's absolute values.
So I
So
need to double this. I need to double this based on my math.
So it can be a bit of a challenge to get the exact right feeling, but it's easy enough to experiment. Because it only takes a few seconds to recompile after making changes there.
And I'm going to switch it to A1200.
Oh, now, did you save the spreadsheet?
I did.
Oh.
All right, cool. And then run. Uh-oh. I did that again. I can't believe it.
Okay. So if you go to save as, I guess just make sure that edit filter settings. Is it?
Here it is.
Yep. So
this is correct.
Yeah, field. Yeah. Okay, so it's weird. So maybe it's just when it when you do save rather than save as.
Really dumb.
Let's
try this again. Do I press escape?
Just
escape.
Yep.
Okay. So let's try that again. That's faster. Oh, yeah. Okay. That feels, I think, exactly how I want it. I might want to increase everything's scroll speed in the background a little bit, but everything's properly relative to each other, so that's fantastic. Also, the vertical has fixed itself. Remember how there was all that black showing? Now that my character is on the ground and the camera's following me, there's no more of that black in the background. So everything's exactly lined up just like in my mock-up, which is very cool.
Yep. Excellent.
So let's get, let's see, quit. So it increases speed and stuff a bit. That's under actors?
Actors, yep.
And so here it is. So let's, I think, double.
So here's the other thing is when this doesn't take into account frame rate. So if if you did want to put it in 25 frames a second,
Yes.
that would actually double the movement speed without needing to double these. So if you wanted to do that first and just see what it feels like at 25 frames, so if you then go into code, and then startup, and then just add a new line. I think it's under category display. And then if you change the type, change it to, refresh 25. And then drag that line to the top so that it's the very first thing that happens. It sets its 25 hertz mode. So if you want to give that a go now.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's half the speed, so I need to double those things.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I got it backwards. So where you would have set it to 2 before, you'd probably want to set it to 4 now.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay. So 12. Quit. Got it. And
how did it feel so far as fluidity?
Very smooth so far. Yeah, you're just seeing on a screen share, right? So. So I'm definitely going to increase this fall speed to jump speed. Definitely needs more. Left and right. We're gonna 4. Alright, let me try these settings. Nice. I definitely need to fix the tile set itself in the art and re-import it to make the feet exactly where they should be. That was my own fault, being really easy to fix in the pixel art program side, and then re-import the level map. We'll do that next time. You know, because right now his feet are going through the bushes, which should not happen. He should be up a bit higher. I know
it looks. It looks okay on that other platform, doesn't it? So if you jump to the middle, it seems to be all right.
Who knows? I'm trapped now.
I should be able to jump out of there. Not able to jump?
No, because there's no platform down there. He's technically falling, I guess.
Oh,
I jumped.
Yeah, so by default, a level has a solid wall around it. You can turn off that solid wall if you want to be able to fall out of the level.
Gotcha. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. I got him to jump once.
Oh, yeah, so not quite high enough to be able to get out of there.
No, I just did a double jump somehow. I think because of the...
now, the way it works is it does, like, if you hold down up, then you get that higher jump. Whereas as soon as you release the joystick, then it's going to start falling.
Gotcha.
It's possibly because the jump is quite slow, then or it seems to be quite slow at the moment, that it might not be so obvious that, for example, in a game like Mario, the jump is quite, quite fast, and it's quite obvious that, it becomes quite apparent straight away that if you push it down for a fraction of a second, it's not as high as when you hold down the button.
Right. All right, well, I think we achieved the main things we wanted to for this one in getting it working.
Yep.
So there's a lot we can fix, but for now, I'm just going to spend some time tweaking these numbers until I'm really happy with the movement, and then I'll fix the positioning of the actual tile art to fix that issue. So next time, maybe we can focus on getting the what I call decal sprites in the background to add more, to break up the very repeating pattern in the back layer, and maybe try to handle these foreground sprites, fix that issue. So we can discuss that and plan ahead for the next video. But aside from that, I have started designing the two of the basic enemies that we can then put in there. And then, as you saw, I have a really rough explosion. We can, so things keep moving. So what an amazing tool the Scorpion Engine is, to think how little time between this video and the previous one. That's literally all the time I've spent getting my mock-up graphics working as an actual Amiga game. That's just really awesome, Erik.
Thank you very much.
Literally a dream come true for me and tons of other Amigans. I hope everyone that ends up watching these videos is enjoying the journey. All right.